Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Degrassism on this New Year's Day 2024. I know it's coming in bunches, but right now there's a good chance that Degrassisms might be put, stuff, video stuff like this would be put on hold while I try to work out some kinks in video recording and all that with the new system and potentially losing my computer, which will turn into a laptop. All that for recording. So that's the thing. But regardless of that, we're ready to go. And this Degrassism is all about Emma and Sean. Now, I talked about Emma and Sean in an unpopular opinion 3+ years ago and made it one of my first few about Emma wanting Sean in season 4 and saying that Emma needed Sean in season 4 because after all Sean saved her from a gun. So I did a Reddit post, get my stuff going. It says, "Is it fair to say that Emma would have been a better character if she had Sean in season 4 and 7?" And I said she was pining for him after the offense of Rick nearly killing her and Sean saving her life. The guy actually went out of his way to try to save Emma's life, and no one else seemed to do so. Plus, with her not having a boyfriend, it seemed that she had thoughts of being with Sean. This came true in season 6, but then he went to the army, and it seemed that Emma was upset not having correspondence with Sean while he's there, and she was grasping at straws with contact, or knowing what Sean was up to. In the episode that she did the Purple Dragon protest, she was upset at Sean not reaching out to her, and she grabbed onto Damien, which is not like Emma at all, and caring too much about Damien's comments to her that she was predictable. I feel that if Sean was in contact with her more, she would wait for Sean and not have to deal with the Damien antics and her trying to find friends/boyfriend to keep herself normal. What do you guys think? So, Charming Lowe said, "I never thought about that. But a season 4 send-off was better than the one he ultimately got." But I think that was for Scoops, who said, "I felt bringing Sean back was Degrassi's biggest mistake. I liked his send-off in season 4, and I don't think we need to see more of him. Now, maybe they didn't go Degrassi goes Fast and Furious. I feel different. In my opinion, Sean and Emma were totally insufferable in season 6. They don't even feel like the same people anymore, which is why Degrassi was trying his hardest to be edgy and grown up, and all the characters felt like bad cliches. And said that season 6 was this person's least favorite season." So basically what you got is my topic sentence: is it fair to say that Emma would have been a better character? Now let's look at some context. In season 4 of the show, Emma starts off trying to deal with her breakup with Chris and then not wanting Chris to be with Liberty, even though that it seemed that Emma wanted to be with Chris. But Emma just basically said that, why would people think of me if Chris went with Liberty? And it's like, how does that affect her? It doesn't make sense. And also, let's not forget that, why would Emma say that? Because, after all, she didn't care about people getting mad at her protests and all that in the first 3 seasons. And all that. She didn't care. She did her environmental stuff, and people were upset with her, but she didn't care. Now she cares. People on Degrassi Reddit have said that because she got her braces off and she got a glow up, she felt like she wanted to be popular more so, and she wasn't the same Emma. In a sense, you're right. Of course, Emma loses not only the chance to be with Chris, but loses Manny and Liberty as friends, and Emma gravitates towards Paige's friend group as a way to get rid of Rick silently and to prove herself worthy. But then when she learns what the Orange Ribbon campaign is really about, in a sense, with the student body and all that, and not taking Rick's check, which would have been fantastic for Emma, Emma felt like this will help the cause and all that. She was going for the cause effect. But of course, everyone else was not, and they didn't like that Emma was getting close to Rick. So the simple fact is that, she loses Paige's friend group. She's basically only in with the Quiz Bowl team of Jimmy, Rick, and Toby. Rick and Toby having advances towards her at one time or another. And, Rick doing the Quiz Bowl thing, whispering, "This is for you," and doing all that creepy stuff towards Emma. And Emma finally blows off at him, saying, "I pitied you to get a clue." After Rick gets tricked into shooting Jimmy, or hurting Jimmy, as Spinner and Jay were hoping for, but they didn't know that Rick had a gun. Rick conveniently finds Toby, Sean, and Emma walking together and points the gun at Emma and wants to off Emma for burning his advances. Sean tries to explain to Rick that everything will be okay and all that. And Rick says, "It's too late. I already shot somebody." And then decides to go after Emma, but Sean leaps in for the gun and a gunshot goes off and they both collapse like they've been shot. But we learned that Rick was the one who was shot, and Sean had a bandage on his arm, but that was gunpowder residue. So, of course, Sean is a hero for what he did, and it could have been a whole lot worse. And Emma, in Back in Black, goes to the media room and says she can't deal with things because people are staring at her, because now it's common knowledge that Rick could have killed Emma. And then she thanks Sean for saving her life, and then tags with Sean when he goes to Wasaga to confront his parents over what they said on the news report by that nosy reporter, Rachel. And the fact of the matter was that, Sean tells Emma sorry for what happened the previous season, and Emma says ancient history. And then, Emma looked forlorn when Sean decided to stay at Wasaga Beach. And all that. She was upset. I think she kind of knew that Sean was with Ellie, but I think she wanted to be with Sean because, after all, he decided to try to defuse a shooting situation by himself, and Emma felt happy. Of course, the story would not go that way, and practically Emma was not too pleased. But then, we thought we would see the last of Sean and all that. Sean went home and, was a better person. But season 6 starts and Sean comes back, and it was shocking. Of course, now Sean and Peter are fighting for Emma's affection. They do a street race. Sean hits a pedestrian. Peter is in trouble for street racing, but Sean is the bigger criminal. He goes to jail and all that for a while before things happen, and Emma manages to get Sean cleared and out of prison. But of course, Sean is expelled and has a criminal record, so he works for Jay's body shop. He doesn't feel fulfilled, despite the fact that he's with Emma, and Sean was the one who was cleaning towards Emma and all that. But, Sean came back for Emma and should have came back for Ellie. Then he decides to go to the army. Emma wants to do a fake pregnancy to scare him into staying, but she couldn't be that person. I knew that she was going to need Sean. Sean needs to move on. So she does that, a little reluctantly, of course. And then Sean pops up in season 7 for a one-off, because he finally gets a chance to see Emma and all that. And they take a picture for old time's sake. And Sean learns that, Emma is with Damien. So for me, I think that Emma, if she was with Sean in season 4, would have helped her out. Sean was the one who saved her from a gun, and I think Emma would have been very clingy towards Sean, despite the fact that Sean was with Ellie. I think that she would want to be around Sean and learn how Sean ticks and all that, at the risk of ticking off Ellie. But yeah, she would have probably dealt with her PTSD better and all that, instead of hiding everything and becoming zombie Emma and then getting in trouble because she had a STD. You gave me social disease. But I think that Emma's cleanliness would not really matter in season 7. She's with Sean. Sean's the one that's listening to her diatribes about the whole JT stabbing and all that. Sean pays more attention to Emma than Manny. And Emma's trying to tell Manny everything, but Manny doesn't want to seem to listen. So the fact of the matter is that, season 7 was huge. Like, Emma hears about Damien's comments that she's predictable during the purple dragon thing. She decides to try out for the purple dragon thing to try to change people's perceptions of her. She gets ridiculed by Natasha, the leader, and almost goes through an eating disorder, but then she realizes she can't go through with it. And so logically, she does a lot of things. And that's just what it is. What it is what it was. So she grabs onto Damien. She adopts a dog for Damien's sake. It seemed that she was desperate to be with Damien more so than Sean, even though things happened. But, I mean, Emma wanted to correspond with Sean. She was hanging on to Sean and all that. But when Sean didn't really respond to her, and she's tired of that. She's tired of waiting, so she decides to go with Damien. It just proves that, Emma wanted to be with Sean for the better part of season 7. But with Sean not corresponding with her, she felt like she was losing everything and was grasping at straws, which kind of sucks in a sense, but that's Emma in a nutshell. So to me, I think Emma was a good person and all that, but, she let some stuff get to her by season 4 and 7, and, she just wasn't the same Emma. She was more clingy, more boyfriend/friend crazy, especially in the college years, grasping at straws. So I think personally Emma would have been a more decent character. Maybe not the best character, but she would at least show some signs of getting through her PTSD, especially being with Sean. Because maybe that added on to her PTSD, that her hero left her. And she was upset. Rightfully so. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Diamond.